Good morning, everybody, from my messy art studio I've got going on here. I know, always, right? It's always a very messy little space. But hey, it's my messy space. Here we go. I think we actually have everything. Come on. There we go. Always takes a minute, right? All right. So I am exhausted this morning and I'm cold this morning, which is weird because, I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's not weird. It's the same temperature it always is according to my thermostat, but I feel cold today. I don't know. Ola Joel over there on Instagram. I sent you an Instagram message. Hello, my love, because I want to send you the book that you won last week and I need an address to send that to. So I sent you an Instagram message with my email address on it. I know that's weird, right? But I check my email a lot more frequently than I check my Instagram. So go ahead and give me that shipping information so that you can, she says she'll read it after this, and some of your shipping information so I can get you out that book that you won last week. I was so excited to see you win. All right. And let's see, we have several people. You're welcome. We have several people here chatting. Monica says good morning, and Monique says good morning. And Monica says hello to Monique. And I'm sure in a moment, Monique will say hello to Monica. Because this is how it always works. Ola Jo says she appreciates it. Well, I appreciate you as well. So I love seeing you here every week, and it was so exciting to see you win since you're here so often and you haven't won anything before. So that was great. Today, you know what? Maybe today why don't we do another fun giveaway? Because that was really fun last week. You have to comment on either Instagram or Facebook. See, yeah, now Monique said hi to Monica. You have to make some sort of comment, question, whatever, from Instagram or not from Instagram. I'm sorry, from YouTube or Facebook. It doesn't work on Instagram because the thing that I can scroll through is only on Facebook and YouTube. It doesn't work on Instagram. Monica says she's only here for a little while, waiting at the doctor's office. I think Wednesdays must be Monica's doctor's appointment day because that happens a lot. So I think what we'll give away today is your choice of any Jessie at home pattern. And you can get that from Ravelry or Etsy or the Jessie at home site or, wherever you prefer to have it. Because I can gift them from anywhere since they're mine. So yeah, why not? Why not do a little giveaway of whatever Jessie at home pattern you want? And it doesn't matter if it's a $4.99 pattern or if it's a $30 collection. Whichever one you want is yours. So all you have to do is comment, question, whatever, just say something on either YouTube or Facebook. And at the end of this, don't let me go without remembering to choose a winner. All right, so we were today going to talk about what you all would like to see from me, Jessie at Home, in 2026. I know I've had a lot of requests for various patterns based off of some of my other patterns. So I'll show you some of those. And while I'm showing you some of those to give you ideas of what other people have asked for, you can go ahead and comment anywhere to let me know what you would like. All right. So, and then after this is over, I'll make sure that I've gotten everything written down and everything, or even while it's going on, I'll grab my little writing implement. And I really probably need to replace this paper that I have on my desk that I've been so careful not to write on. And then yesterday I got gunk all over it. What is this? This is an old pattern that I don't need anymore. So I can write on that. I'm like such a dork that I still prefer to write over typing when I'm making lists, right? Isn't that like, I don't know. It feels like a rather silly thing, but that's just who I am. And you know what? Embrace who you are, right? All right, so let me see. I'm going to present. I'm going to share my entire screen, and I'm going to share this entire screen. Share. All right, so this is my Ravelry page, and I want to show you some of the things I've had requests for. La la la. We have, I don't need to set up, I love it, is asking me to set up my device. I've had it for like 3 years now, and 2 or 3 years now, and it's asking me to set it up. Cute. So we're going to go all the way to the end here, because a lot of the things I have that are requests are early on patterns. La, 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 la. Let's see, where is the first one? Well, actually, this one right here, this I love my teacups. Have you guys seen this one? The teacups. Look at this. It's so fun. This was like, I'm pretty sure this was the very first pattern I ever made that was a like sale only pattern. And it's these little teacups, and I just love them so much. I'm a dork, I know. All right, I need to remember to right click and open them that way so I don't have to keep doing this. All right, okay, there's nothing on this last page. That was something anybody had requested. I'm sure there's stuff on this page though. Where is that? Oh, wow. Some of these things are maybe not as old as I thought they were. Looking through and trying to remember if there's anything over here that people had requested, patterns or alterations or whatever for. I used to make so many patterns for Red Heart back when they were Red Heart. Okay, here's one. I'm going to open this in a new tab here. See, I'm going to actually remember it. Okay. Oh, thank you. Ola Joe thinks that the teacups are cute as well. All right. So this dude here, this fairy coat of mine, right? It's called the cat. Well, the kids version I call the cat coat, and the adult version I call the Catherine coat, but I tend to just call them everything the cat coat. And they're inspired by Catwise, Katwise, over on Etsy. She makes coats like this that she's cut up old sweaters and serged them together. Serging is a kind of like sewing. It's a different kind of sewing machine. Technically, it's called a marrow machine, but that's like the industrial version, and then sergers are like the home versions. They're really cool. Anyway, so she serges these old sweaters, cuts them apart and serges them back together again. So I sent her a message once and asked her how she would feel about me making a knit pattern, you know, that was inspired by her coats. And she was super excited about it, because she said that she occasionally has people ask her for a knit pattern, but as she says, I don't know which end of the knitting needles to use. So she's like, so it would be great if somebody wanted the knit pattern, I'd have someplace to send them. So sometimes somebody asks her if there's a knit pattern, she sends them to me. And sometimes somebody asks me if there's a sewing pattern, and I send them to her. And it's super fun. And it's so like, I could have just made it. I wasn't like breaking any sort of law or rule or whatever, but it just felt more ethical to me to be like, hey, I've been inspired by this, by your creation, so what do you think? And then it ended up being super fun, and I loved it. So here are some of my tester coats. So that was one of my testers. I love that she put music notes on it because she sings in a choir. This one is really cool. Look at the cool little designs she put on it. All right, that one's mine. This is one of the testers again. I think she made that one for her kiddo. I think that's her kiddo in it. That's mine again. Another tester one, and mine again. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Another tester, mine again. There's the music note tester, me, tester, me, tester. Are we seeing a theme here? Oh, tester, 2 testers in a row. And my little sketch when I was first coming up with the idea. All right, so this I have in knit, and I have very often gotten the request for a crochet version, and I need to get my booty in gear and make that. So that is definitely on my list, is a crochet version of the Cat/Catherine coats. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Anything else that I have requests for? Remember, I would love to see your requests, so let me know if you have any requests. It does not have to be knit or crochet. It can be any sort of craft, something you've seen me do before that you really want me to like make an actual tutorial for or whatever, I'm happy. That's awesome. I'm happy to do that. This is knit, and this is probably the first thing I ever started getting requests for, which is a crochet version of this. And that is definitely like high on my list right now because it needs to happen. I loved this. It didn't turn out at all like what I had in my brain, right? Like I was making this and I had this idea in my head and I made it, and this was nothing like the idea in my head. And it was like a million times better. And I love when that happens. So I need to make a crochet version of it. This is made with the knit linen stitch, which looks very similar to the crochet linen stitch, only in the knit linen stitch, there's not the little like holes that like when you pull the knit linen, the crochet linen stitch, there's like little holes. There's not as much there's none of those with the knit ones. I'm thinking I might do a kind of tighter gauge with the crochet one because this has a lot of structure. Like this one is really structured. You can see how it really stands up on its own. It's like a structured collar kind of thing. It would be great for felting, make it really big and felt it. And oh, that would be awesome to have like the base of a cloak and like put a fabric cloak coming off the back of it. It feels to me, it feels very much like Princess Leia. Like if it were in white and had a cloak coming off of it, it would be totally not a cloak, a cape coming off of it. It would just feels like it would be like the Princess Leia giving the awards at the end of Star Wars. Is that the first one or second one? I think it's the first one. Yeah, it's the first one. Well, technically it's the fourth one, A New Hope. So anyway, yeah, so that one is definitely going to have to happen. The crochet version of that. I wanted to actually open that in a new tab. All right, let's see. Anything else? I'm looking at these. So we have lots of people saying that they like it and it's cool. I'm not sure what Sarah was saying first one for. So you'll have to let me know what first one was about. Monique likes the shape of the Moonstruck cowl that I was just showing. Let's see, what else? Anything else in here that I know people have made requests for? A lot of these are made with like discontinued yarns because I've been doing this so long. Oh, first Star Wars movie. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, the Star Wars, the first one that came out, A New Hope. Yeah, a lot of these are made in discontinued yarns because I've been doing this so long. Anything else in here that had requests? Still waiting for you guys to give me any ideas. I want my current people to be telling me what they would like to see. I really want to make, and I think I even have some yarn for it. I need to check. I want to make, oh, wrong. I did that wrong again. Let's open this in a new tab. These are very old, but these little fleece flare skirts where I've done like, it's knit and I've dropped stitches, right, to make it kind of like punk rock looking. Isn't that adorable? Kyla always had like this total like attitude that was just adorable. She still has it. So I really want to make this pattern. Face. She's a freshman in undergrad and she's still a big old goofball like that. Don't you just love it? That kid is way too much fun. Here they are playing game. This is them like where I made skirts. I made little scarves that matched and they're playing Candyland with their little sets. Oh my God, this is so old. It's still this old. This floor, guys, this is the floor that the house had when we bought the house. This was in the living room and it's in the living room and the dining room. No, it was in the living room and the hallway. And they're like linoleum, like each square, each of these, like, it's like a 1 foot square, like stick on floor, right? And they were not sticking on very well. And I tend to not wear shoes in my house. You know, in the winter I have socks on. Like right now I have on, what are my cute socks? Oh, they're little socks. They're very cute socks that have somebody sitting at a sewing machine that says "You crafty" rhymes with witch. My sister-in-law got them for me. But anyway, in the summer, I often am barefoot, and when I would walk over this floor in the summer in my bare feet, it would come. Sometimes I would pick up my foot, and a piece of the floor would be stuck to my foot. It would fall right off, but it's a little warm, and yeah. So eventually we replaced the floor. We now have very pretty bamboo, sustainable bamboo wood floors across the first floor. It just took a while because that wasn't exactly the most affordable. I mean, honestly, the bamboo is more affordable than other things, but having your floors replaced is not the least expensive thing out there. Anyway, but yeah, these skirts, I love these skirts. I love where the potential that these skirts have. I really just made them up quickly for the kiddos at that point. But the potential that these skirts have for what they could be, especially with like adult versions and everything, totally love. And I'm going to make something based off of these in knit and crochet both. That is my goal for those. Again, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, if there are any knit or crochet patterns of mine that you would love to see a variation on, or there's a knit one that you want to see in crochet, or crochet one you want to see in knit, or any other thing that you think that I could do a tutorial for, let me know. I'm trying to find out what you guys want to see from me in 2026. Monique says, I'd like to see more tutorials on my patterns. You're getting into garments and resurrecting your knitting skills. Awesome, Monica. So Monica wants to see more tutorials, and I'm working on I'm trying to make sure that I do the video tutorials for all of my patterns as I move forward. I'm also going more into some garments. And I do have a whole lot, guys, I have a whole lot of knitting tutorials. Actually, let me show you really quickly, because Monica, hopefully this will, hiccups, be of help to you. If you go to jessieathome.com, right? So here we are at jessieathome.com. If you're on a laptop or or tablet, usually you can see this navigation menu across the top. If not, there's that hamburger menu, which are those 3 lines. Looks like a hamburger, right? Bun inside bun. Well, it's just 3 lines, but it's called the hamburger menu. If you click on that, that'll open up this navigation menu. Stitchopedia, that's like my educational, not patterns, but educational knit and crochet stuff. So under Stitchopedia here, Monica, under knit, the very first thing says how to knit. And I do want to do this for crochet too. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Skills and patterns in a teachable order is what you get. Okay. So what happens is you'll see as you scroll down, okay, first you're going to learn how to make a slip knot, which you already know since you crochet. All right, simple cast on, and then here's some more cast ons. A simple bind off, here's some more bind offs. And now here is a pattern for a wrap bracelet and a video tutorial for the wrap bracelet that all you need to know how to do is cast on and bind off, because that's all it is. It's a cast on, a bind off. Ta-da! You've made a bracelet. Like you just stitch it together. All right. So then you learn your next skill. You learn how to knit. Woohoo! Now you're really knitting. And here's a pattern. It's a bunny squared pattern with a video tutorial. So you're just making a square, and then I show you how to turn that square into a bunny. And there's a video tutorial. And crisscross beginner baby booties. Here's the crisscross baby booties pattern, which is, again, I believe it's just a big rectangle that you fold or something. It's basically, it's a T. So you're casting on, you're knitting for a little while, you bind off some, knit some more, bind off some more, and you make this cute little thing. Basic boho knit scarf. So these are all you're doing for any of these is casting on, binding off, and knitting, working in the round. Okay, and here's a hat that you make with those skills, plus working in the round. So when you worked in the round, here's a new pattern you can make. Now you learned a purl, and here's a new pattern you can make. Another pattern you can make, yarn over knitwise, and now that you've learned that skill. So as you can see, what happens is you learn a skill. Everything in purple is a new skill, and then the blues are using that new skill. Here's another purple. a couple more purples, right? And then another pattern, and another pattern, and another pattern. It looks like some of my photos, because again, this is a little bit old, but that is what I've done. Is I start off with I teach you a few skills and then give you a pattern that you can make from it. So this is a really good way if you're just learning to knit. This is, even if you want to learn to knit, like I said, it starts off with how to make a slip knot. How to cast on, how to bind off, and goes from there. Okay, so this is a really good way if you want to learn to knit, or if you're just trying to remember or whatever. This again, it's under Stitchopedia, knit, how to knit. But if you're just looking for specific skills, then you can see there's under crochet, here's various kinds of things you can learn, just, basics and techniques, stitch patterns, cables, Tunisia crochet, yarny extras. And under knit, same thing. Yarny extras are things that work for both knit and crochet, or aren't knit or crochet at all. They're just other things, like my what to do with swatches that we kind of went over together here before. You can do these things with knit or crochet swatching. This is sublimating yarn, making a tassel, making a base to knit or crochet on around fabric, different kinds of dyeing, how to use a yarn winder, how to make magic yarn, indigo dyeing. So yeah, you can see there's a bunch of different skills that are useful for both knit and crochet, or that are just yarn skills, is what's under the yarny extras. And that yarny extras is under both knit and crochet. What you get when you click on them, either under crochet or knit, it's exactly the same thing. Takes you to the same place. How to make pom-poms, slip knots, various ways to wrap a scarf. Yeah, so just all sorts of useful stuff. So there we go, Monique. I wanted to make sure you saw that, since you said you were interested in learning to knit or resurrecting your knitting skills. You are welcome. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here? In things that, see, now dropped and found, this dropped and found pattern, this is the first time this is when I first came up with the idea for doing a Jacob's ladder stitch in knit. And so what happened was, I had a tester. Where's the photo? Here we go. Let's see, that's not the one though. There was a different photo. I think when I styled it, like this picture here, right? And my tester was like, you should make a pattern that looks like that, right? And she was totally, so I was like, okay, sure. And that's where the dragon wing cowl came from. It was inspired by the way I had draped the dropped and found on the mannequin. All right, Monique says, I love that you can take great gauge swatches and create another useful or cute item. Yes. So that post is the post that I've already made. That's, again, you find it in the Stitchopedia under Yarny Extras. So let's see, anything else that I know people have requested. And again, you guys, let me know anything you want to see. We're definitely going to make sure that we have more tutorials there, Monica. So yeah, so that the dropped and found, because when I draped it this way, I was like, ooh, that's a really cool look, right? And I thought it was cool, and then my tester was like, that is really cool too, like other people telling me how cool it was. So I was like, okay, fine, let's make the pattern so that it sits that way naturally. So I did that, and the first time around I didn't do short rows, but then, so like this person here, this wasn't a tester, this was just somebody who used the pattern. She used the original pattern that didn't have short rows, and it's still lovely without the short rows. And the patterns, my pictures that are in this dark blue, this was the first version of the pattern without the short rows. All right. So then I added short rows at the end, because I really wanted to have more of that dragon wing look. All right, and I just updated the pattern. So, and you can see, look, it looks great on a guy too. Isn't he he's so handsome and looks so nice in that. I love this one. This was in Spin-Off magazine. One of my friends pointed it out to me, that this young lady here, she had, I can't remember if she had spun, I think she had spun her own yarn. I think it was like, show us what you've made with your own hand spun yarn. And so this was her thing in Spin-Off magazine. She had made this. So that was super, super cool. It was really fun to see that. And you see, like, this one was made with the first version of the pattern before I put the short rows in it. And a nice thing for you guys to know is when I update a pattern, I always make sure that, like, when you update patterns on Ravelry, it will, I'll make sure to send, there's a little thing I can click that will send everybody who's bought the pattern in the past a little message to let them know this pattern has been updated. So if you bought the pattern before it had the short rows, you get the updated version. All you have to do is go back in, and like, if you did buy a pattern of mine and it's since been updated and you didn't realize, you can just go and re-download it and you'll get the most recent version. So here you can see there's lots of, this is my most popular pattern. So there's a lot of, yeah, as you can see, there's 1,114 projects on Ravelry. So this one is my most popular pattern. And this coat is pretty darn popular as well. Probably my second most popular pattern. Sarah says the crochet version is on her to-do list, and on my to-do list is making, here's the crochet version, making a better tutorial, and I need to give this, I want to give this crochet version a little bit of a rewrite. I want to try to get the points a little pointier on this. I love this one. Don't they look great? They look so good in that. Right? Like, you can see though, it's not very pointy. I blocked mine, I got a little bit of points in there, but not very much. So, and this one is actually more of a scarf. So this section here, this straight section that isn't shaped, is a little longer. But like, when I redo this, I'm going to give the instructions on what to do to make it a cowl, like the other one. And I'm going to make a new video tutorial and have the starting row a little different, because it confuses the crap out of people. The starting row, like, you have to just kind of go step by step and follow it and trust. And it can be a little, it definitely, it can be, it makes sense in my brain, but not everybody's brain works the same way as mine. And I have since learned better ways ways that make sense to more people. So I'm going to work on that on this one. Because it's like 10, 12 years old. And yeah, I want to get the points more pointy and talk about how to do the cowl. And then another thing that's on, oh, Dory! Dory's over on Instagram. Dory, I miss you. Happy New Year. Another thing I want to do for both the crochet and the knit version of this is turn it into a sweater, because what happened is people saw, one of these, this one, I think this is the one that people saw and thought it was a sweater. Maybe it was a different image. One of my photos, people saw it and thought, and maybe it was this one, and thought it was an actual sweater. It's not gonna, there we go. And I'm like, this, I could totally make a sweater from this, like something that, where it kind of shapes like this, and then, and like, this is almost like a part that just sits over top of it, or I don't know. I have thoughts. I have thoughts on how this would work to turn this into an actual sweater. So I'm going to have to think more about it and like figure that all out. It's going to be a little mathy, but I'm good at math and I like math. So, so yeah, I want to turn this into a sweater, both the knit and crochet version. Anything called, like, most of the, if you look up dragon in any of my patterns, you're going to come across a lot of these Jacob's Ladder knit and crochet patterns, or Jacob's Ladder knit, Jacob's Ladder crochet under my patterns on my website or on Ravelry or whatever. you'll find a lot of this style here, because it's fun. And I don't know, like I'm sure other people have come up with ways to do Jacob's ladder knitting. I'm sure if I can think of it, so can other people. Like I'm not that kind of a person who thinks that I'm the only one who could think of something. But I definitely have kind of made it my thing. And if you go again under the Stitchopedia on jessieathome.com and the navigation menu under Stitchopedia under knit, you will find, or you can just type in Jacob's ladder knitting. I do have a tutorial just on the Jacob's ladder knitting, but this dragon wing cowl has has really good tutorials. All right. Monique says Jacob's ladder intimidates me, which probably means I have to do it. Totally. I have a very extensive Jacob's ladder intro tutorial for crochet. You can go through that, and it would be super, it would totally give you all the information you need. And of course, everybody remember this, on Wednesdays, I always have the live sit and stitches. So let me find one that let me find the QR code. Let's see, it's under media, QR codes. Today's sit and stitch is from 2 to 4. So there we go. The QR code that is up there. I think I had I don't know what I had on before. I forgot to check, and it was just up there. The QR code that is up on your screen right now is for our sit and stitch from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So this, it is currently 12:30. We'll be done like 1, and then there'll be like a 1-hour break. And from 2 to 4 Eastern time is our live sit and stitch. And that link, you can click it. You can click it now. You can click it later. It's there. It's also, if you go to Jessie at Home in the navigation menu, there one at the very last item says events. And that gives you the event calendar, which will have the link. And if you got the newsletter that was sent out earlier today, that has the link. All right, so those will all take you to the sit and stitch today. You can click the links at any time because it's going to email it to you. So it's not like it's going to just have you join and it's not time to start yet or anything like that. So go back to comments. Let's see. Ola Joe says she needs that in a sweater, a cutesy top. Yeah, exactly. Right. So I'm thinking with the dragon wing cowl, it'll start off like as a maybe like a sleeveless top, as I shake my computer, which shakes everything. It'll start off as like a sleeveless top, and then I'll add sleeves to make it a sweater. Oh, Dory misses me too. Yay. Hopefully you'll be at the sit and stitch. That would be awesome if you can make it. I understand if you can't though. If you can, that'd be cool. All right, this hoodie cowl, I did start. I do have a knit version of the hoodie cowl that I have never actually finished. So I do want to actually get to that, to the knit version of this hoodie cowl thing. This is fun. The hoodie cowl inspired the whatchamacallit, the one cabled poncho that we cabled hooded poncho that we made as a crochet along several months ago. I think like almost a year ago at this point. So let's see, anything else in here? And again, let me know. Oh, Dory's going to try to be there. That would be awesome. Let me see. Where's my mouse? There it is. Anything else that I know I've had requests for? Hooded cabled cape. That's what it was. Thank you, Sarah. The hooded cabled cape. Sarah needs to finish hers. Yes, because it's really cold right now. Only, where you are, it's probably just now the season where you can wear it, maybe every once in a while, or you can wear it when you go visit your family who lives in colder places. What else? Anything else that would be fun to make a knit version of? I don't think this pattern gets as much. Oh, again, I didn't hit the right button. I don't think this pattern gets as much love as it should. Sometimes you make something, you're like, this is so cool, and nobody notices, right? This is one of those. I think this is so cool, and maybe I'm a dork. But I think it's super cool, this little capelet, right? I love it. And I wish more people like it's so guys, it's ridiculously stupidly easy. Like really, it's crocheted side to side and it's like you make a chain and then you make a chain, you skip a bunch and you do slip stitch into some and then single crochet and then half double crochet and then double crochet. Yeah, I think it is what double, half, single, slip, chains. So it's like chain for a little bit, skip some to make the little loops, slip, single, half double, double, turn, double, half double, single, slip, chain, slip. I mean, and that's it. And you just keep going around. That's all it is. It's so easy. Yeah. And it's just, I love it. It's so much fun. And I found the cutest little buttons for it too, right? And because of the way that it's made, you just keep going until it's the size that you need, right? Because it goes from side to side, and so once it's at a comfortable width for your neck, that's when you stop. Okay, so awesome, so easy to make any size you want. I love this one, and it's just two different. It's just two different yarns that are both variegated. These are kind of ombre yarns. So and you carry the colors from one to the next. So from one set to the next set, because it's 2 rows at a time of each color. So you don't have, there's only 2 starting ends and 2 ending ends, only four ends to weave in at the end. And so many times I can say end. And the buttonholes are worked in on on the last row, I guess. So super simple, easy to make. And I really think I want to make a knit version of this as well. But yeah, this is one of those patterns that I'm like, why didn't more people see how awesome it was? Probably says something about my social media skills. I need to be better at like sharing stuff. I should definitely give that one some TLC in my social media. I need to work on the whole social media thing. This rug, okay guys, this rug I made, where'd it go? I thought I just opened it. I may have, there it is. Okay, so this rug I had made, I think I made it for myself first and then made, that I just like made it myself. I didn't publish it or anything. And then I sold the pattern to I Like Crochet, right? So, but when you, at least then you would get your rights back to it. So it's still published on my site as well as in the one issue of I Like Crochet. But the one that I made for myself is a red and white variegated yarn, cotton yarn, and it's in my kitchen. And it, guys, it's like, it's the rug in front of my stove, and it is falling apart at this point because it's been used so much and washed and used and washed. Oh my gosh. I was like, I need to make a new one. I could actually I do have this one back now. So I could take this one and put it upstairs, but it doesn't quite match my kitchen. So I really need to make a new kitchen rug but I love this pattern for the kitchen rug. It's super fun. So yeah, that's my mellow yellow rug. I'm not making, well, unless people have some sort of thing they want me to make with it. I wasn't planning on redoing it, but it's one I love. The mandala, I did not mean to put somebody else's photo as my main photo, but you know what? I don't care. That is really cool. I do not remember sending out this like, hey, can I use your photo request? But I clearly did. And it was very smart of me because, oh my gosh, I love that one. This is a pattern I intend on. I've had a lot of people ask to make this larger. It's only 31 inches around. Okay. So that's like 2.5 feet around, like diameter. Sorry, not around the circumference would be much larger than 2.5 feet, right? No, the diameter. So like from one side to the other straight across is 31 inches, which is a little more than 2.5 feet, right? So I've had requests to make it larger, and it's not like something that I can just tell you, do this to make it larger and to continue the like fun little design. So I am going to to update this pattern. This is another one I intend on updating. Let me open it in a new tab as well so that I can, when we're done here, I'm going to check all the tabs and make sure that I've written them all down. But I am going to update this pattern. The center, I think I need to redo the first 1 or 2 rounds because it likes to like pop funky. So I'm going to update the first 1 or 2 rounds and then add more rounds to make it larger. You do hold 2 strands of yarn together at a time to make this. And I wanted to do it that way so people could make like people could do a an ombre effect using, you know, if you start off with white and gray. You start off first by holding 2 strands of white together, and then when you change color, it's a strand of white and a strand of gray, and then when you change color, it's 2 strands of gray, and then the next color change would be a strand of gray and a strand of black, and then the next color change would be 2 strands of black. And that's like to make that fun little ombre from white to black. So I wanted to do it that way rather than using a super thick yarn. It's nice and cushy between the 2 strands of worsted weight yarn and the post stitches. This is such a nice, cozy, squishy rug. It's great, but it's really small, right? So I wanted to make a bigger one. I know a lot of people have made this as a pet rug for a smaller pet, but for a larger pet, you need it a little bigger. Because it is so soft between the post stitches and the 2 strands of worsted weight yarn. It's just, it's very cushioning. All right. So this is on my list of patterns to update. Again, guys, go ahead and give me any of your ideas, things you want to see me update, things you want to see a crochet version of instead, if I already got a knit version, or a knit version if I already have a crochet version. And if there's something you want to see that way, like definitely let me know, because a lot of my patterns, I have done that, and you might not have realized that there is a crochet version of that, or there is a knit version of that, and I can just show you where that is. Because sometimes I give them the same name, and one is knit, one is crochet, and sometimes I don't. Let's see. Anything else? And I'm still looking at you guys to see if you have anything else to say. Hiccups. So many red heart patterns. It's so random where the red heart patterns show up. I think it has to do with like favorites or whatever, which is why most of the red heart patterns are at the end now, because they are not getting as much love as they used to, because they're all old. I haven't designed for them in forever. I haven't designed with them since they were bought, because then they stopped hiring designers in that manner. Sarah says she always filters patterns by craft, so you can see all the crochet versions at once. There you go. All right, let's see. Anything else? This basic beret knit pattern is super popular, and that really surprised me. I do want to again take another look at this basic beret knit pattern, and I have a basic beret crochet pattern, and I just want to make sure that they're both well written and everything. And I'll probably give add in a link on how to do how to add elastic, how to crochet that elastic into ribbing to tighten something up if it's feeling a little loose, or if you just need it to have more bounce back. You know, crochet ribbing and stuff, crochet ribbing, it's fine. So it's fine on a hat where gravity is helping it stay on. It's not so fine on a skirt where gravity wants to pull it off. But if you do the crochet ribbing on a skirt and then you add the elastic in it inside, then it does work on a skirt. So I definitely need to make sure. I don't think I have that tutorial online. It was in an issue of Crochet Foundry, but I need to get the tutorial online for you guys, because it's a really good skill to have. So I'll leave this up to remind myself about that. All right, let's see. Anything else? Monica says you need to learn. She needs to learn how to navigate Ravelry. We'll do a quick tutorial here in a moment. We're not. We're almost to the beginning of my massive stack. Oh, 513 patterns, and I know I've missed some of them. All right. Oh, here's the snowflake beret, which is a kind of a basic crochet beret. Let's see. And there's, I think, a snowflake on the other side. I don't know why I didn't show that side. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I feel like this is so, like some of these patterns, I'm like, oh, right, I did that, didn't I? No, there's not a snowflake anywhere. Is it that I kind of a snowflake look to the, I have no idea why I called it the snowflake beret. I think those are just cross stitches on top of the single crochets. So I'm not entirely sure. Like maybe when I rework this one, I'll come up with a way to like crochet, to like top stitch a snowflake in here so that the name makes more sense. That would be cute. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I'll have to rework this one and have a little tutorial on how to embroider a fun little snowflake in here, because that would be perfect. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 increases. Yeah, but it could be a 7-point. I could actually do a 7-point snowflake. Okay, you sciencey people. Is there a certain, do all snowflakes have like 6 points, or do they vary? I mean, I know it's a fun sciencey thing. Is it always an even number? Is it always 6? Is it random? Like, how does that work? If anybody knows, let me know. But this one, I might just do a 7-point snowflake just because it'll be easy to follow the increases. And there's 7 increases on this one. Or decreases. No, those are increases. Anyway, yeah. So there. Ha! I guess if you guys don't give me ideas, I'm just going to keep coming up with them myself. Not that, not that ideas are my problem. Time is my problem. There is not enough time to do everything, which is why I have a problem with like not doing enough socials for things, because I have so many ideas of what I want to make. I keep making things and then not sharing them enough because I get super excited about making them because I'm a big old dork, right? All right, let's see. What else? La, la, la. Nope, wrong way. There, we're going this way. Okay. This blanket right here is so warm. My son has stolen it. It's cute. He loves to sit on the floor, right? My son, Vero, he loves to sit on the floor. So he sits on this rug, which is just a post-stitch rug. And I did I did the ombre, like changing from one color to the other, the way that I told you before with using 2 strands of yarn, right? I did that with this one. And this is just a big octagon rug in post-stitch stripes and post-stitch ribbing. And it's really cushy and soft. And so he's got that on the floor, and then this like big, it's like a bean bag, but it's not beans in it. It's like chopped up memory foam kind of stuff that I got for doing a review on it, like when the kids were like 5. So he has that on top right in front of the rug. So he sits on between the rug and the beanbag. He kind of like leans on the beanbag, and then he has this blanket, and he is like cozy as can be, and it is freaking adorable, right? So darn cute. And I agree, Dory, there is never enough time. And Monica says they usually have 6 points. Okay. See, I knew somebody would just know that. I was thinking that they did, but I wasn't positive. All right. So let's see. Anything else here that we want to see new patterns for? I have this ribbed donation hat that is a super simple knit pattern that you can make. Like there's 3, I have 3 sizes, 2 sizes, 3, I can't remember. But I think it's just 2 sizes. And adult. Yeah, there's just two sizes, and between the two sizes it can fit almost anybody because it's got so much stretch to it. So it is a basic ribbed hat with a fold up brim, and you just make two sizes, and they're very versatile in who they fit. And I'm like, I should figure out a way to make a good crochet version of that. Yeah. La, la, la. Anything else? We're almost done with this. I only have 2 more pages, and you guys still can let me know if you have any more ideas of what you want to see. I keep asking them to merge these 2 patterns that are the same pattern. I put it in, and then I Like Crochet didn't realize I'd already put it in, and they put it in, and I've asked them to merge it a couple times, and they keep missing that request for some reason. Let's see. I asked Ravelry to merge it because Ravelry is the one who merges it, not I Like Crochet. Anything else? And then we'll do a quick tutorial for Monica on how to navigate Ravelry. Okay, this little like perfectly smooth tablecloth is so funny. That darn thing was so wrinkled, and we were camping, and so I didn't have anything to like make it not wrinkled, so I just used the airbrush effect for like fixing your skin on the wrinkly tablecloth to make it not wrinkled. But now because of all the AI crap, it looks like it's AI, but it's not AI. It was just a very wrinkly tablecloth that I used the airbrush effect on to unwrinkle. All right, let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it here. Yeah, so there we go. Oh, look, here's the blanket I am currently wearing. All right, so Monica, you said you need to learn how to use Ravelry. Okay, so here's the easiest way to use Ravelry, in my opinion. All right, when you open up Ravelry, you get this. What I usually do is pop over here and click onto patterns, right? And we're just going to, what's today? Today's the 14th. So there should be, I think, I need to actually update my ads, but I could have sworn that I had an ad. Maybe today was, maybe it only went to the 13th. I don't know. These images that keep changing, one of these should be mine, but it might have ended yesterday. The 14th might be the first day of the next one, or it might have been the last day of this one. It must have been the first day of the next one, and I forgot to renew it. Oh, no, there it is. Look at that. Ta-da! I think today might be the last day. No, that one might have been the 1 month long one. It was another one that was only half the month. I don't remember. Anyway, so you click on patterns and you get to this page, right? And what I like to do is hot right now. So first of all, under personalized, if you want to see both knit and crochet, leave it on knit and crochet. If you want to see just crochet, click on crochet. If you want to see just knitting, click on knitting. All right. So if you click on just crochet, all that changes is now you're hot right now, right here. You're only going to see crochet. I'm going to switch it back to knit and crochet. All right. And then I go down to hot right now, browse patterns in this order. Okay, so now it's still sorted by hot right now. However, if you want to sort it a different way, you can choose that. So hot right now is going to tell you what's popular, but if you want to see what's new, just click new to Ravelry, and this will show you like this is the most recent pattern published on Ravelry. And I mean, like they publish a lot, so like sometimes you refresh it and suddenly that's the second pattern because somebody else just did one, right? So these are the most recent patterns that have been published on Ravelry right here. Okay. And then that's a good way to know what's new. Hot right now is going to show you what's hot right now. Name, I'm guessing, is, yeah, I'm going to give it to you alphabetically. Inverted, starting with an exclamation mark instead of an I. That's really cute because that would be an upside down I, right? Random order. It's just going to let the computer randomize it for you. How fun is that? I don't think they used to have that. That's cool. That's got to be a fun way to just come up with anything. You just never know what's going to show up. Most popular. I do not know. I'm sure it shows you somewhere. What is the difference between most popular and hot right now? I guess most popular would be, see, but there's most popular and there's most favorites. Okay. So here's the most favorites. And there's the most projects. I know what most favorites means. I know what most projects means. But from that, how do they then decide what's the most popular? Is it like favorites and projects together? I don't know. Hot right now is obviously some form of something for right now as opposed to of all time, right? Publication date, which seems to me, oh, I see, new to Ravelry would be what's been added to Ravelry, in the order it's been added to Ravelry versus publication date, because sometimes like you add something to Ravelry years after it's actually been published, right? So this is publication date is in the most recently published See, so here, over here, these two were this was the top one on new to Ravelry, but these are all published before that. So what might happen is like maybe this one was published wherever it's published yesterday, or, you know, maybe it was published a few days ago, and these were published more recently, or, you know, maybe like these were put on to Ravelry before they've actually been published. Who the heck knows? I don't know, but this is by publication date versus added to Ravelry. Star rating. So these would only be things that people have taken the time to give star ratings to. Difficulty. And of course, you can click it again, I think, and it'll flip it from easiest to hardest, or the hardest to easiest, or the other way around. What else do we have? Yarn required. I guess how much yarn is required. So like these require the least, and then the ones at the other end will require the most. So there you go. That's all that's how I go through it. I like to check hot right now just to see, you know, where I am in the hot right now. A lot of times I'll switch it to crochet only. If I like whatever I've most recently published, I'll switch it to that one. And you can change things now that you've done this. Now what you can do is you can go over here and you can say, okay, I want one. You can select from all your filters. These are filters that designers usually have put in or that are just part of so here you have saved searches. For whatever reason, I've saved some searches. Availability: free, purchase online, purchase in print, Ravelry download, things that are in your library or things that are discontinued. Within your notebook, if you've saved things. So yeah, I'm not really sure how that one works so much. Craft. So I had it set to knit and crochet both, but here you can change, here you can update it again, and then you can update it by what kind of thing it is. If you're looking for a crochet toy for your kid and you want to find a crochet softie that is a vehicle for one of your grandkids, and then you go up here and close that. And now look, here's all the crochet softies that you can make for your grandkids, and you can still narrow it down. You can narrow it down that, you know, money's tight right now, so you want one that is free, okay? Or maybe you're fine with free and you're also fine with purchase online, but you don't want to have to deal with purchase in print because you want it right now. So you want it either free or purchase online or a Ravelry download, because any of those you can deal with right this very second. And so now you have anything that is free or purchased online or Ravelry download. I believe this is additive, not, yeah, see, because it says availability or free or online or on Ravelry. So it gives you all of them. It doesn't give you the ones that fit all of those. It doesn't give you, it's additive, not subtractive, which is so not the right word. I can't think of the right word. I know that's the wrong word. All right, we're almost done here. And then why? I didn't want to look at that. Random things popping up on my screen. And then we'll do the giveaway real quick. All right, so hopefully, Monica, that helped you out. If you ran away to your doctor's appointment, it's on video, it's safe, but doesn't look like, because you have to worry about AI generated patterns. Sarah says, I haven't come across any AI generated on Ravelry, but I tend to go to designers I know. And Monique says, I buy from Ravelry a lot. I use Ravelry a lot, from size and type of yarn to level of difficulty. As far as the AI stuff goes, I have not seen anything AI generated in Ravelry. I think most people are smart enough not to try with Ravelry, because Ravelry, if there was something that is AI generated, it would be reported to Ravelry. Somebody would report it. If you find something, report it. And yeah, Ravelry is really, really good. I do not know, like, I have not investigated what their policy about AI is, to be perfectly honest, but based on what I know and my experiences with Ravelry, I'm sure they would bounce AI generated stuff. All right, that would be my assumption based on my experience and what I know about those who run Ravelry. So, and also remember, another good thing to do, if it's a designer you're familiar with, then you're good to go. But if it's not a designer who you're familiar with, and say you're a little worried, you're looking at this really freaking adorable, oh my God, isn't this cute, flying saucer musical toy. Oh my gosh, it's a musical toy. It has the little thing that you put inside. Oh, I am so in love with this. Oh my goodness. All right. So say you're looking at this, right? Look at this. Printable, 19 pages, and you can see they have lots of photos and all of that. And look at this adorableness, right? This is so cool. But what you can do is you can see, look at all of this. All right. 117 projects. Odds are good. It's a doable thing. There's 11 comments. Okay. I've opened this up. I can see that it has an overall rating of 5 stars from 65 votes, a clarity rating of 4.9 stars from 58 votes, and an average difficulty, and the difficulty is average, from 63 ratings. Okay. It looks a little bit on the easier than average side of average. And I would say anything really above a 4 or 4.5 is great, because you're always going to have somebody who doesn't give above 4s, and you're always going to have somebody who had a user error. Well, not always, but I very commonly, anytime I get something under a 5, it's because it's somebody who only ever gives 4s, right? This pattern is great. Oh my God, I love it. It's perfect. And they give you a 4. And it's hysterical. I'm like, oh my God, you loved it that much, you gave me a 4. And then there's like the people who are like, this is horrible. How do you expect us to know how to make a single crochet? Or this pattern is written horribly. And it's like, you've got 10 people saying how wonderfully written the pattern is. And then one person is like, this pattern is written horribly. I couldn't follow it. And you're like, I think that person maybe doesn't know how to read a pattern, or is mad at me for some reason. Like, they saw something about me they didn't approve of, so decided to give me a bad rating. So like, really, I go with anything above like a 4.5 is, I consider, a really good rating. Really good rating. But you can see your ratings over here is a great way if it's somebody who you're not familiar with their patterns. Forum posts, go read the forum posts. If you click on this, it's going to show you all the forum posts, and you can click in them and read them, right? So this one, they're just like looking for an alien pattern. Okay, so here's alien patterns. So this one's talking about how many yardages is. So, sometimes they talk about their experience making it. Sometimes they're just like people looking for patterns and it's suggested. Comments are great. Read those. Sometimes it's just people saying it's so fun, which it really, really is. And sometimes it's people saying I bought it and it's amazing. And let's see, projects. Now, this is one of the best ways to see what people think, because you can see, sometimes they just show the picture from the pattern, but sometimes they show what they created, and sometimes they have notes that they put in about it. Okay, so this is a great way to know what other people think about it. Kit purchased from Etsy, definitely my most complicated crochet project yet, and I love it. Okay, it was their most complicated crochet project they've ever done, but they love it, and look how well it turned out. That says something nice about the writing of the pattern, right? Everything I need, they got the kit. Again, obviously she sells the kit on Etsy, or at least used to. Nicely packaged, instructions are clear. So this is a great way if you're looking at something like this, is how you assure you don't get screwed by AI, is by looking at all of this extra info that Ravelry gives you. Okay, so bye Ola. Yeah, it's late. I'm gonna scroll through real quick and find a winner. Okay, so I am I'm going up and down and all around and down and up, and we're gonna, let's see, we're going to, how do I want to do this? We're gonna go we're gonna scroll a little bit this way, and then I'm gonna go scroll a little bit this way, and then I'm gonna stop and see, am I on something? Where am I? I'm all the way over there. Let me try to find myself over here a little bit. Scroll. Where am I? Oh, I'm on one. What did I get? Monica! Look at that. I usually buy directly from the designer because of AI generated amigurumi. All right. Well, Monica, you can choose from any of my patterns on any of the sites that they're for sale, and or wherever, and I will gift you the PDF of the pattern on whatever site you want it on, or if you want it on 2 or 3 sites, as long as it's the same pattern, I don't care about that. That's totally fine. So I know you come to a lot of my the sit and stitches, so you can either email me, message me, or if you want, next time we're out together at a sit and stitch, I can help you find one that is exactly the one that you want. So Monica is getting a free Jessie at Home pattern. And there are some new comments. Look at this. Congrats, Monica, already. Monica's going to look today. Awesome sauce. All right. So it is late. I was having way too much fun and fell madly in love with this little alien dude, which is way too cute. I want to pop back to here. All right. So hopefully we got you some good information on how to navigate Ravelry, since that was a question. And as usual, if you have any other suggestions, I kept all of those tabs open, so I'm going to, before I close each one, write down what the patterns were and what the ideas were. But if you have any other questions, concerns, suggestions on what you would like to see from me in 2026, you can email me, message me. You can reply to any of the newsletters you get from me. The URL up here is the URL for the sit and stitch that is from 2 to 4 today, which starts in just under an hour. I should make sure I eat some lunch before I do that. 2 to 4 Eastern, which is just under an hour from now. And it is live on Zoom and completely free. Those happen the first 4 Wednesdays of every month. So the first Wednesday of the month is at one time. The second Wednesday is at a different time. So they vary in time. And the information is on the newsletter. The information is under events in the main navigation menu on Jessie at Home in the events tab. And yeah, I hope to see a bunch of you at our sit and stitch. I know we had a great time last week, and it's always fun to hang out with all of you, and just keep on letting me know what you want to see from me, because, everybody's happiest when everybody's happy. And as far as being happy goes, remember, it's okay to not be okay. All right. So if you're having a rough day, totally fine, but do your best to do something to help improve that rough day, such as showing up at the sit and stitch, where we're always really nice. And, you know, I have 2 rules. Rule number 1 is be kind. Rule number 2 is don't make me make any other rules. And I'll tell you right now, if you are a MAGA person, you have broken rule number 1, just so you know, don't even bother. All right. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope to see a bunch of you at our Sit and Stitch. Bye-bye.